be happy after last weekend?
Yeah, it was a really good performance. I mean, we've known that we haven't been too far off it, and it was nice to get our season going against North and carry some of that stuff into the Melbourne game, and obviously put together a pretty good performance. Disappointing in the end, but to let them score a few goals, but I thought overall it was really good.
Great first 3 quarters. What was Fake's message to you following the game?
I just look at those 3 quarters and think, we'll know how well we played, and our system stacks up against one of the best teams in the comp. So that was really a simple message for us, and heading into it, we knew that they were going to bring their best, and we were going to try and manipulate that in ways that we did. So it was great to be able to get the result.
Fantastic game for you as well. How do you feel after that game?
No, I feel good. I feel like the start to my year's been pretty good, albeit losing a couple of games. I feel like for me, I just try and go out there every week and play my role. So sometimes you might get more of the ball or, kick goals or whatever it might be, get a bit of a lick of the ice cream, but other weeks you just do your job. So nothing really changes from my mindset.
The midfield was really impressive. Do you feel like they've really put things into gear now?
Yeah, I feel like the even contribution across the group has been really good, and the other night Lachie probably didn't have as good a game as what he would have liked, but other guys stand up in Huey and all the other boys that went through there. Cam Rayner was really impressive for us, so it's nice that when someone may not be outperforming themselves, that someone else stands up. So that's really good to see.
What does Cam add to you guys as a collective when he plays like he did on Thursday night?
Adds a lot. I think you can all see from watching in the crowd, and even us as players, it's pretty special what he can do as a player. So the consistency and all that comes into it now for him, and probably if he wants to get the more midfield time, we want to see those behaviours more often. So it's great that he could start like that on the weekend and show us what he's capable of.
How difficult is the jump? I'm sure you went through it every midfielder goes through it at some stage, to go from patchy to being consistent.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, he does a lot of work in here that not many people see, and so that he's doing it, and it's probably just time and exposure to the midfield that will help him and gain that confidence. And a game like Thursday night will go a long way in helping him with his confidence levels, and knowing that he can do it against the best is going to be really important.
You've probably done this at the Dogs as well, I reckon. Like, he plays forward and then jumps into the mid.
Yep.
Is that more difficult than maybe we give it credit for?
It's difficult, but I mean, I feel like in good teams everyone plays a role, and for me at the Dogs that was my role, and I embraced that and did it as best as I could, and I feel like Cam does that for us as well. So when he gets his chance, I'm sure he'll take it like he did on the weekend, and we look forward to getting him in there more.
How difficult is it to replicate that pressure that you guys brought the other night? Because that felt like it was maybe as good as it's been for a long time, consistently throughout the match.
Yeah, I feel like our last 3 weeks, the pressure's been really good. But the other night was heightened because of the game and Thursday night footy, and against Melbourne, we're 1-3, so everything can play a role in that. But the last 3 weeks for us have been really good and really promising, so continuing to build on those last 3 weeks is going to be important for us going forward.
What about Charlie? How's he feeling at the moment after last weekend?
Yeah, he's okay. Obviously disappointed in the outcome, and I know the club's following it up tonight, but we all support him. It's hard these days with free kicks and whatnot being paid, and I feel like may not be in this instance, but other instances where players are really trying to manipulate that and get free kicks, which is hard when you're looking at instances like this, because sometimes they can assist the tackle, the action's there. So those little things all come into it, but hopefully we get him off and get him out there this weekend.
Has Fagan spoken to you about tackling technique?
Yeah, we do a lot of tackling technique. Daniel Lloyd's come in as an assistant coach this year and talked to us about tackling and the motion and how to do it, and grabbing a lever and little things like that. But sometimes it's hard because you grab a lever and then the head's exposed and it hits the ground. And there's so many instances of that this year and in the previous years that we're trying to stop. So sometimes it's a bit of luck of the draw, I feel, with what happens out there in the heat of the moment. But like I said, I feel like at times opposition players and we do the same. At times you get tackled and your head hits the ground and you try and get a free kick, because that's going to put you in a good position to move forward. So those little things should be looked at.
How hopeful are you that it will be overturned?
Sorry?
How hopeful are you of the outcome being overturned?
I'm pretty hopeful. It's nice to have Charlie, back in form. I know that everyone was talking about him, prior to those weeks, but to see him come out on Thursday night and put in a really good game like he did is so important to our team, and we love having him out there playing his best footy. So would be nothing better to have him at the Gabba this week against the Cats.
What makes Geelong difficult?
Oh, they've been going well. I feel like they've rediscovered their form of the premiership year, and they've just got so many good players across the board that can stand up in different moments. I feel, talking about our even contribution before, that every week their players are just consistently playing well, and it's in certain areas of the ground. Jeremy Cameron's been dominating, Brad Close has been dominating, Brian Myers has been dominating. So it's going to be a really important game for us, and things that'll have to go in process to beat them.
And the gather, like you haven't won, that's only 2 games, you haven't won there this year. It's such a foreign concept to be coming back to your home ground without a win.
Yeah, it is. I mean, we love our fans and love playing at home, so it's going to be a really important one for us this week to get out there and hopefully get that win, because we want to produce our best footy at home and make it a bit of a fortress like we did last year. So we've got to get that going this week.
You spoke about Jeremy Cameron. How do you go about shutting him down?
He's a hard one to shut down because he just goes wherever he wants, whenever he wants. It seems. He's a tough player and someone that can be so crafty around the ground. So I don't know. We haven't really spoken about it too much, but we'll probably end up sending someone to him, a defender or someone like that, to make sure that he doesn't have the impact that he did over the last few weeks.
Josh, like sort of because of the start that the team had, are you feeling more sort of I guess pressure to even up the sort of what's the name make it
The ledger.
3-3
Yeah.
rather than 2-4 and sort of
Yeah, I don't think we really look at the outcome. It's more about the process, and for us, it's about getting in here, during the week and doing the work, because if we do that, then it comes out on the weekend. And early days, it wasn't happening for us on the weekend, but we were still getting to work. So the belief is there that our system still stacks up and can beat anyone in the competition. So for us, it's not really looking at the outcome. It's more about the process.
You spoke about Lachie earlier. He was a little bit contended during the game. How is he at the moment?
Yeah, he's such a tough cookie, Lock. He's crazy the way he gets through, all his injuries and stuff. And I know a lot of guys play with injuries throughout the season. Lock's got a few himself, so his spirits are still high. He still does everything he can out on the track, and it was great to get a win for him in his 250th. I think that's the most important thing of last week was, obviously we got a win, but for him in his milestone game, for obviously the service that he's put into the footy club and the AFL in general, it's great that we could do that for him.